Hello everyone! So today I thought it'd be interesting to show you all the art that I've made in high school over 3 years. And then there's a ton of it because I've taken art all 3 years, and I'm just going to be showing you my art for school, not really any of my personal art. Honestly, I don't really have the motivation to draw during my free time, which I wish I did, but it's just not something I'm super passionate about, even though I really enjoy taking art class in school. So let's start out with freshman year. I'm going to be going chronologically. The first thing we did in freshman year was called a Zentangle. If you don't know where that is, that's just like kind of a doodle, and it's just geometric shapes. It's supposed to be pretty relaxing, and we did watercolor wash backgrounds. So I made a diptych, and here it is. I really like how this one turned out. I think that the shapes are pretty cool. I like the patterns, and I think I was pretty precise, and it looks good with the cool and the warm colors together. And I actually ended up winning Best in Show for this, which is where the class votes on pieces. The second piece we did was a still life. So we were trying to be more getting a realism with this one and rules of composition. I didn't really follow rule of composition, but whatever. I don't know how to feel about this one. I really liked it when I was done with it, but looking back on it, I don't think it's that good. But I did put a ton of time into it, and I think that my art skills improved during it because I had to do so much realism and so much shading. Next, we had to do a watercolor piece illustrating an idiom of our choice, and I chose to do It's Not Rocket Science, and I made this massive watercolor, and I also used some colored pencil on top of it. And I don't know how I feel about it. I think that it has a nice cartoony style, which I don't normally use, and I like the bright colors, but the paintings look really weird. That was a last-minute decision, and it doesn't really follow any composition rules, so it's very hard to know where to look at in the piece. The final piece I did freshman year that I'm going to show to you in this section is the self-portrait. Again, I don't know how to feel about this. I really like the helmet and the hair, but I don't really like the photo I chose, so I don't really like the face. I think I look kind of weird. And then the background, I literally threw together in 30 seconds because my art teacher apparently was required us to do a background, and I didn't realize that until a minute before it was due, so I just scribbled on this purple, and I really don't like how it looks, but at least I didn't fail the project because my art teacher hated me and probably would have given me a really bad grade without a background. And then freshman year, I did one other piece, but I kept working on it sophomore year, so I'm going to show it with my sophomore year pieces. So sophomore year has a ton of stuff in it, the most out of any year so far, so let's get right into that. I don't really remember the order I made these in, honestly, so I'm just going to be going from the order they are in my art collection. First up, we have this. My art teacher basically assigned us a what-if prompt to illustrate with whatever medium we wanted to, and mine was what if guitars ran cross-country, very random, because I did run cross-country that year. I don't know how to feel about it. I think that I actually really like the colors, and I like the sky, but it's not very finished, and you can see there's white gaps around the leg. So I think that if I kept working on it, it could be really cool, and if I painted the background better and the guitar better. And I like the composition, so maybe I should try to do some more acrylic painting, because this is actually the only painting I've done. Next, we have this. This is actually from the very end of sophomore year when we were in quarantine. And I don't remember what the prompt was, but I remember I kind of BS'd it a little bit. I think it was surrealism, actually. And I made this. So the top is a Rubik's cube that's also a clock. It's like a warped Rubik's cube to illustrate that time is warped and it twists and turns. And then at the bottom, I don't know what this is, but it's this circuit toy I used to have, and they're supposed to go together as a diptych. I really actually like this one, and it's done colored pencil. So next up in sophomore year, we have the color scheme project. So basically we had to make 6 mini pieces using watercolor or colored pencil and illustrate all 6 color schemes. I really like how this one turned out. So here it is. And I like how I put it together with the black frame. But I chose to do my theme of mountains and deserts. And so the color schemes are monochromatic, cool, analogous, primary, complementary, and warm. So I especially like these 4. Honestly, I wish that these 2 weren't included. Another piece I really like, this one, basically we had to partner up with a friend and have the friend illustrate whatever we wanted them to. So I did this for my friend. This is called Nostalgia, and she wanted me to illustrate a drive-thru movie theater, so I found a black and white photo of a drive-thru movie theater, and then I colorized it. I actually put her car in right here, and then I put a photo of a sunset I took in the sky, and I think it turned out super cool. This was done in oil pastels. I like how the composition, I really like the bright colors and the reflection. Yeah, I love how this turned out. This is one of my favorite things I've ever made. Normally I just kind of copy stuff, so I like how I put my own twist on it. So next we have the whole paper art, and all of these are traced. So no, I didn't really draw it myself, but they're still really fun to make. So we have this Angry Bird, we have this portrait of an African American man I really like. I think that it turned out super well, and I like how I did the shading and the highlights and everything. We have this, which is supposed to be a FaceTime call that kind of fell apart, and I don't know how to feel about this. I don't like it as much as the man, but I still like it. This phone and apple. So yeah, I made a ton of those. And the other thing I did sophomore year was we had a figure drawing unit. So I have this figure drawing of a professional skier. We had to do it in an athlete. And I like how I showed it in pen because I'd never done that before. So I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. But it's not my favorite. And we also had to make a figure drawing board, which is massive. But there it is. At the top is just 30-second poses. And I really don't like them. I'm really bad at 30-second poses. And then this here we have hands, arms, and legs. I like how those turned out. I feel like I improved a lot during this unit, but then I forgot everything once I stopped doing it. And then we have some 5-minute poses or 10-minute poses. And I feel like I was pretty good at those actually. Just getting the basic shapes. And then over here we have some more poses and some more arms. And here we have feet. Actually, that's something from freshman year I forgot to show you, which I really like. It's this skull using colored pencils. Reference photo of a normal skull and colored it in with colored pencils. And I was inspired by something I saw in someone's YouTube video. I don't remember what. But I absolutely love how this turned out. It's realistic. I love the colors. And I think it looks super cool. We have my scratch boards. This first one is one that half of this I actually made freshman year, and then I made the second half sophomore year, and it's my favorite piece I've ever made. And it's called Dinner Time. I absolutely love it. I think scratch boards is one of the parts of art that I'm like best at. I don't know, especially with animals. So the rabbit I made freshman year, and it's a rabbit wearing a suit. And then I also really like the tiger, which was completely from reference, but I think it turned out pretty realistically. So I like this. We have this dog, which I used a reference photo where the top of the head was missing, so I do not like how it looks because the top of the head looks like it got cut off. This cat, which one of my favorite things I've done, probably my second favorite. I think it's super realistic. It was done completely from reference, but I think I really, really like how it turned out. So that is all of my art from freshman year. And now junior year, this is the year where things get a little sketchy. I actually didn't take art the first semester, and the second semester, because of online school, we only had half the art, so I really only did a quarter of the projects I normally would have. First of all, we have this pen portrait, and I kind of rushed it. I really like how the hair turned out and the glasses, but after I did the hair and glasses, I got really tired of it, so I rushed it, and it looks a little creepy. I hate how the mouth looks, but at the same time, I think that's pretty cool for a pen drawing. So again, I have mixed feelings about this one. This one I just finished, and I like this one. It's not my favorite again, but I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. And it's a scratch board of a skull. As you can see, there's a big theme here of scratch boards. And I think it turned out pretty cool for something smooth using scratch, but it's not my favorite. I think I screwed up a few parts of it. But yeah, I think for a scratch board, it's pretty good. So that was basically every single piece of art I made in high school. Next year, right now, I'm planning on taking AP Studio Art. And if I do go through with that, I'll make sure to make a video showing you all my pieces for that. Yeah, thanks for watching.